Let us extend a wild welcome to Mr. Rohan Homkar. Can we have the same clap competition again? What I know about Rohan Homkar is an engineering educator. So, who has undergone medical challenges and evolved with application of technology effectively in engineering education. Now he will enlighten us on the topic importance of technology integration in the enhancement of safety culture among the power plant professionals. I know all of you are not power plant professionals, but you are attached to some power plant, right? So I hope it will be very, very interesting and informative for you. Thank you. Yes, Rohan, please.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone. I hope I'm audible properly.
Yes.
We will do some activities and then we will be proceeding to the presentation. It's about this topic, importance of technology integration, and basically it is for enhancement of safety culture among the power plant professionals. Now, this topic is being taken and exclusively for power plant professionals, not like it's specific or it is only for power plant professionals. It can be taken for your own industry also. So we need to reshuffle our places now. I want minimum a group of 4 people sitting together with a different seating. So I request Acharya sir and both of you sir to please join here with Wankhede sir. You just reshuffle please. And we need to do some group activity, because when we talk about the culture, it becomes easy for a group of people to come together and evolve. And that's what we are going to do. The approach which we have first is comprehensive assessment, then strategic planning, then collaborative implementation, and then continuous improvement. So with this presentation, it will be involving all the activities which you can take home or you can take to your industry. That's why we are planning this presentation in that way, that it will be an interactive, it will be a workshop based, and in this next 30 minutes, you will be generating your own way of integrating technology for your own organization and for embedding safety culture. So I hope the group of 4 are there. With this approach, the first time we are going to analyze the employees' data. The first step that we need to analyze the employees' data. And imagine the employees of your own organization and they are associated with some accident. And the number of accidents happen in your own industry is one of the basic concern about the safety. Whenever we talk about safety, the first thing come is that accident prevention. But we want to change that perspective into the giving priority to the safety as a culture. So let's move ahead with this first point. We need to analyze the employees' data. Now, first we need to do this for understanding what is the current state of your safety culture in your own organization. So take a notepad with you, which is available with you. We are basically first analyzing the employee data. Now, how we are going to analyze that? First, we need to do that. What are the different areas where safety norms are there and we are using SOPs, and those facts you need to write down in a very, you take one example of one industry, every group, and then you will note down these points. Like for example, we have industry from petrochemical, Indian Oil, here we have ONGC, and there we have PCBL, right? So with your own industry, write down the challenges about the safety and accidents and the areas where we are strictly following safety norms and SOPs. Okay, write 2 or 3 points.
So currently,
Yeah, please, you can discuss and write. No problem. It's an activity-based presentation, so write down at least 2 points for your industry in which you are strictly focusing, strictly adhering to the safety norms and standard operating procedures. It is a group activity, so you can come closer, discuss, and then write. Sometimes it is related with the fire, sometimes it is related with the chemicals, sometimes it is related with the material handling, sometimes it is related with the behavior of employees, sometimes it is slips and falls and trips. Now, if you are ready with the 2 or 3 points, minimum 2 or 3 points, then we are going to the next step. In that category which you have written, check for any past incidents or hazard. You all have to bring in your insights together for your own company, if you are the leader there, so you take that example, case study, and add value. Okay, only two or three points you need to take where your industry is following the safety norms and standard operating procedures very rigorously. You don't want any kind of negligence in that. Okay. Now with these 2 or 3 points which you have come up with, then we need to analyze, we need to remember, is there any past incidents or any past accident which would have done related to these 2 or 3 topics which you have just noted. And you need to have that data, how frequently this kind of accident, this kind of incidents happen. For example, we have oil spill, how much time it was happened earlier, like that. Can you give me one point from your discussion?
Burning in petrochemical plant once in a year phenomena.
Okay, so burning of waste, it can be a burning of waste, burning of leakage, burning of people.
Operator hand
Burning. Okay, so skin burning. Okay, so it's like working with a high temperature region and maybe not using the exposure to. Okay, perfect. Yes, the group 3. Yeah, sir.
I would like to add something on a fabrication industry. I think it has not been discussed here at all. We are all discussing about.
I don't neglect this group. Oh?
No, that group is still they are considering it is an individual assignment, but it is not individual, it is a group activity. So go ahead, go have some past fall from height, okay? And which category, like where construction industry you're talking about? Chemical industry, some person going for inspection or something and he climbed the ladder on the tank, something like that you're talking about? Okay. So now calculate or just go with the previous data that how many times such incidents have occurred at your place. Okay, what are the chances, what is the percentage of that accident to reoccur with that reason? Please go ahead. Now with this, the past data of employee behavior which is leading to that problem which you have just listed, make sure that how repeatedly that accident or that incident took place. Like for example, here we have once in a year, right?
Yes.
That is the frequency basically. So how frequently this happened?
Once in 3 months.
Once in a 3 month. Okay, great. So now we come to a third point, that is current state of safety culture. So something wrong is happening, it is happening repeatedly, but still it become a culture that we are not going to use the solution for that problem. That's how we are defining this safety culture. Now we as a management, as a person who is into a decision making capacity, need to understand that how we are going to integrate technology with this approach. Okay, so let's move ahead. What are the different regulatory frameworks related with that point which you have just noted down? For example, for burning, for spillage, oil spillage, and there is a point of work falling from height, right? So what are the regulatory frameworks and what are the legal things which are basically binding you to stop such incidents in future? So whether that is being communicated to your employees or not, whether it is communicated as an awareness program, trainings or not, that is what you need to write down. What is the current status? What is the current situation? Now in the second step, after identifying our employees' data, we are understanding how effectively we are communicating the regulatory framework to our team. Okay, the second point is about how effectively we are creating awareness, maybe through the digital technologies, digital tools. Now, how you are going to communicate? Say, for example, email newsletter, maybe a digital displays. What exactly you can use to communicate that? Going to the third step now, everyone. Identifying areas for improvement. For example, can we use some sensor-based technology for identifying the leakage? If we are able to identify there is a pressure difference which is caused by the leakage, now we come to know that the data about the employees, then what is the regulatory framework for that? For third step, identifying areas for improvement, there you need to come for a 1 or 2 solution for the problem which you have just mentioned. Okay, what can be a probable solution which you are planning, and now then we will see how we are using the safety culture improvement. Well, there are 3 steps for that. Yes, communication, use of PPE, using the net, safety net, that can be an answer for you. Third group,
You are jumping directly to PPE.
safety net can be an answer for you. What is the area of improvement? How you are going to improve it? Training, okay. Training for using harness. Right? Perfect. Yes. Yes, very true. Perfect. What about you, sir? This group? I want answer for this third point. What is the area of improvement you have identified? Some kind of CCTV in which there can be, you can detect that, right? Drone, yes. SCADA system, right? What else? Alarm system, yes. Pressure difference, something that can be also give detection. Group B, what's the answer for your third point? How you are going to improve?
But awareness was increased and hence it is reducing trend.
So training we are
Training.
So the training is your basically the solution what you are looking for. Okay. Now next is that before training, before alarm system, before drones, before awareness of harnesses. So the first thing is that the employee should have feel the responsibility. That is the very first thing, that you need to imbibe the culture of responsibility as per the first point. This is very important. Now everyone please pay attention. If you want to develop safety culture among your employees, first thing you need to create certain aspects about individual responsibility. How they should feel responsible for the safety within the organization and in their life. So first point, individuals within the power plant must adopt the safety practices, actively follow the prescribed protocols, embrace the proactive mindset towards the risk mitigation, cultivate a culture of personal accountability, and crucial for overall success of safety initiatives. Now for all these 5 points and ownership, yes, very much true. So now with your problem of 3 groups, you need to create a case, a solution we can say, by which you will create individual responsibility and, as sir said, ownership among the employees for your problem. Okay, are you with me, everyone? You identified first problem, then employee data you gathered, how much time passed this happened. Now we need to create certain methodologies by which they will feel individual responsibility. Okay, how they will feel responsible, that there should be no burning, there should be no any oil spillage, there should be no one falling from the height. What exactly that thing which you want to give them so that they will be thinking by themselves. Please go ahead, you have 1 minute for this. Discuss among each other. Yes, training and awareness, yes, but you have to be very specific by doing what exactly that thing. For example, we done a clap activity. It was having a motto that you should be coming with the idea that this is something maximum I can do. And at the end of the activity, you come to know that I can do much more than that. So what is that learning outcome you are looking for developing the individual responsibility and ownership? That is what we are looking for. So what is the learning outcome of that training program you are looking for? For every industry, like for power plant or for chemical industry or petrochemical industry, there is different safety norms, and we cannot look for all the safety norms and all the SOPs. And that's the reason in a group we are discussing what is that pain point which is you are looking for. Okay, can we move ahead? After individual person of your organization is feeling the responsibility and having the ownership towards the safety of himself, your organization's materials, manpower, machineries, infrastructure, brand name, then it comes to the next point, that is organizational priorities. How as an organization should channelize this responsible culture and ownership culture among its own decisions, among its own practices they are following. First point is that prioritizing for adoption of safety centric culture, because if you can't prioritize that, for example, if we compare the production numbers over the accident numbers, or if you're prioritizing for production, or rather we can say the safety investment. So what exactly your organization is prioritizing on? It's same as ESG. If we want to save that the creatures, or we want to save that billion rupees, same question lies here. Second, recognizing its direct impact on operational efficiency, acknowledgement its role in asset protection and workforce well-being. Now these 2 points are again plays very important role: asset protection and workforce well-being. With your problem which you have just noted down, find out how organizational management is going to prioritize the safety culture, and what is that institutional change, or rather we can say the change that organization should have to remove or minimize this challenge or this accident or this incident which we have seen earlier. Please go ahead. You have 1 or 2 minutes. Perfect. So I really appreciate your efforts for brainstorming. Going to the next slide, that is collaborative approach. Individual person looking for a safety and having the responsibility is not going to help for having a safety culture in the organization. Only organizational management thinking that we are spending so much on the safety, people will say we don't want it. So that also go in vain. The third option, that is collaborative approach, is something which you should look for. And what is it? It's cultivating a safety focused culture through the collaborative effort involving constant communication, training and knowledge sharing among all the stakeholders. It is very much important because the world which is moving at a very high speed towards the enhancement in technologies, developing different approach, different solutions for the different problems, but those all solutions should be communicated with all the stakeholders, and that's the reason why all the stakeholders will play their individual role. The investor will invest on the category for safety. The management will implement that safety precautions and safety procedures. Employees will adapt all these procedures. So this will go in hand, and that is what we call it as a collaborative approach. Then aligning individuals and organizational goals for the employees. It is something which we need to do so that organization will stick on its vision. Among the employees will be aligning themselves for their own vision so that their organization's vision can be achieved. Moving ahead with this, a symbolic environment where safety is integrated in the organization culture, and ensuring safety is not just a priority, it's a fundamental aspect of operations. So this is something which can be only possible with the collaborative approach. Now, as we all are discussing among each one of us that it is a group of 4 people from different industry, different positions, we will now have one leader from you all coming on the dais and explaining what is your experience of this brainstorming activity. Please come here, sir.
So we have selected the case of oil spillage due to puncturing of a running line of a line which is in operation, a pipeline, hydrocarbon pipeline which is in operation. This identifying areas for improvement, analyzing employee data that we have found the first trends once in a year. Regulatory frameworks, YSD guideline 200, YSD STD 200, Factories Act 1948, MSHIC. Identifying areas for improvement, real-time intrusion detection system, and triggering alarm. Periodic inspection, but it cannot be a real-time the same. Real-time is alarm and CCTV based intrusion detection system. Individual responsibility, training and awareness about the pipeline network, the 3D model, which pipeline goes through which path under the culvert, or it is crossing another line. Full knowledge of the full 3D knowledge of the entire pipeline network, which is in and around the areas of work.
So creating content about the training basically in terms of animation or something.
Yes,
which
sir.
you can
On that location. The next one, organizational priority, protection of asset and human resources.
Thank you so much.
Listen.
We give a big round of applause to Mr. Sen from Group B. So it is said that when we talk about the industrial safety, there are various challenges of safety and related concepts. And from industry, I think so you're from petrochemical industry. And what are the different challenges you faced and how you?
Burning injury. Our industry is 10-year-old industry. Initially, there were a lot of burning because the people who are working in grassroots level, their contextual employees are there. So knowledge was the main issue. Ignorance was the main issue. But after training, behavioral sense, that employees are educated right now, and after lot of experience, now this incident in a year, it is reduced to once in a year. It was earlier lot of incidents. So employees were very new. That's why it was there, and accordingly we have given training, and it is improved right now. Examining regulatory frameworks, we are having lot of regulatory. This thing PESO is there, OISD is there, Factory 1948 Act is there. So all the inspectors are coming, and what is called training is given to the employee who are in upper level, and after that it is taken to the ground root level. So by this it is reducing. This is one step for reducing. Identifying areas for improvement. The behavior is the very raw area. So training, with the help of training, periodic training is there, safety meeting is there, toolbox talk is there, because before starting any job, we need to do toolbox talk. It is done by the executive supervisor. So
these all things you have discussed right now?
Yes. So there are ERICPD system is there. E means elimination, R means reduce, I isolate, C means contain, P means PPE, use of PPE, D means discipline. So ERICPD is one system by which we can eliminate the hazard, and how to feel responsibility for the employee. RACI, this is responsibility, action, control, and information. Grassroots employees.
Thank you. Give a round of applause for welcoming Group 3.
Good afternoon to all. What are my observations I wanted to share? MRPL is an employee, 2,200 employees are the permanent employees. Most of them are doing the office job. Half of them, 800 people only in operations. Operation only will be directly interacting with the process units in operation. They will be working around the clock. Plus 3,000 secondary workforce, contract laborers are entering our refinery. Totally at any day, 5,000 gate passes will be there. And in annual turnaround, we do the major shutdown of the refinery.
So the number what sir just said, that is what the data is. The number of gate pass. Just imagine, this is the one kind of data which is driving the, we need to identify that one particular accident and related terms with such a data which is not, we cannot imagine that this can also be lead to some kind of conclusion or some kind of reason for that. So please go ahead.
So we do annual shutdown of the unit, major units. In this, plus 15,000 secondary workforce people will come every day. 15,000. So we call the million man hours only we talk. How many million man hours we were involved to get one accident. So we want to be there. So what is the main challenges in this we are seeing is we frequently fall from height is there. Every 3 months somebody will fall from height. Because for climbing all the locations, all our flow transmitters, we have thousands of flow meters, thousands of kilometers pipelines. So any repairs are there, insulation repairs, suppose insulation repair, welding repair, leak repair, or something earthing. Everybody has to climb. Everywhere it is not approached. So
For inspection checks also.
scaffolding will be placed. Many scaffoldings are unstandard methods. We go to the contractor to make a good scaffolding. Invariably, contractors play their own role, and we will check them, backlist them. We give the penalty. Even then, scaffoldings are the biggest threat. Now we started giving the green tag and the red tag, which scaffolding can be used. Because after the usage, next day they will not remove. It will be there. Some other fellow will climb and fall down. That's the instant threat. And normally anybody climbing in the height above 3 meters, I am at 1.6 meters, above 3 meters safety awareness is mandatory. And people, young students, 25 to 30 age people, they take a lot of shortcuts. They will not wear the safety harness. They feel they can do any wonders. When we give the gate pass, one day induction training is given by one department. And after the end of the training, we do some testing, oral testing will be done, whether he understood it. Because people come from the various part of the India. Some people come from the Bihar, some people come from Tamil Nadu, various people come. We give the training in the local language, and after that, we test them, whether he understood what we taught. Then after everything, we can give them one seal. By that only they'll get a gate pass. After giving the gate pass also, every 3 months somebody will fall from height and break his leg, head injury, sometimes battle, all those things are okay. Now, what are the protective system is? One is training. Second one is the PPE. Normally, all these jobs are given to the big contractors. Contractor, they will procure the press harness and they will not give to the workers. The old damaged harness you can still see in the plant. It is in hundreds of locations. So what we do, I'm heading the department. So whatever damaged things we are seeing, we'll permanently cut it. It will be about to cut. We'll cut at 2-3 locations and hand out to them. Because it cannot be used back by them. So vigilance is my department. We do the daily morning to evening. We have a set of people who will go to the round and take the permits. We are coming under the Oil Industry Safety Directorate, Petroleum and Natural Gas, as a safety standard. 105 permit systems are there. And as per that, we are checking. We go to the field every day, more than 300 to 400 permits we check. Take the permits and check whether the person working in height, whether he is doing all the compliances and whether he understood the job. All those things we'll check. After that, if he is violating, then we'll give the violation slip. And violation slip is a big checklist. We'll give to the contractor and it will go to the unit head. We will make the 2 people responsible, permit issuer and permits taken performing authority. So we do a lot of awareness for everybody. Everywhere we give a lot of training program. Who are doing a best contractor, so we select and give the prizes in the annual safety day. March 4th every year we celebrate.
Person did not know how he evolved it. It was my own experience. In my house, there is a ladder of 4 feet. I got up to the third step, and suddenly my wife and 2 platforms of the kitchen. My wife was also there, and she was giving me something to put inside the lock. But I don't know what happened. I just felt like that so hardly on this head, and my wife and daughter was there. They took me to the hospital. From the house to the hospital, I was asking, "Me kasa padlo, me kasa padlo, me kasa padlo, me kasa padlo." I was repeating the sentence how many times I don't know, because I don't. When I woke up around, it was happened around 10:30. I woke up in the hospital that my kidney this was like my expression. But still I don't remember how I fell down. They must be knowing it, how height we used to climb and do the work. But just in the house, 3 feet.
So concluding, recently in the shutdown where 15,000 plus 3,000, 18,000 workers are there in concentratedly working in one place, we employed artificial intelligence. Okay, we deployed 40 cameras in different angles and plus a drone. This drone will artificial intelligence kept. It will identify the person who is not wearing the helmets, who is not wearing the safety shoe. Both it will alert the respective area in charge.
So image processing algorithm you used with this.
And second one, actually sleeping is not allowed inside the unit. It will be detecting the human. If there is no movement for a few seconds, it will alert the people that person is sleeping in that platform. Those type of things we employed. And without any accident, there is a huge 15,000 plus 18,000 people in the place. Nearly 45 days shutdown. It was wonderfully done. We are actually applying for a safety award in other organizations.
Awesome.
You are normally having 3,000 contract workers that you can plan for a training, whatever training you need to give or safety training you need to provide. But during the annual shutdown, they are coming from the different parts of India, and there is a time-bound shutdown activity. Suppose 40 days, 45 days, whatever. So they are traveling as a migratory labor, migratory worker. Now coming to the plant, they will not have much of the time to get aware about the plant. So what is the modus followed for imparting that kind of training or
It's like JSA can be answer for that. Job safety analysis can be answer for that, because for a shorter duration, the person is coming and going for a work, then for that specific job, what is the safety requirement is there, that kind of analysis doing, and they are providing that. Maybe that you must have followed.
But it's a really challenge for us.
We all come to a conclusion that how we are going to bridging the gap is with the help of employee trainings and engagement. So everyone is focusing on training, but the next is called as an engagement, that we need to engage the employees into the safety culture. So last point, that is comprehensive training plan for a complete year as well as for the maintenance activities, annual shutdown. Second is that employee engagement. Third is continuous learning. And then the last one is incentivizing the safety behavior. Now, what is the role of technology? Let's see. Real-time monitoring, data-driven insights, and automated compliances. Then how we are going to use this data-driven decision making for leveraging the analytics for safer operations. First is data collection, advanced analytics, then predictive maintenance, predictive analysis, and then continuous improvement. This is how we are going to achieve this. Conclusion that if you are going for a future of employees, industries, we need to imbibe the safety culture. Then collective transformation, it is not single man or one man's show, it's a collective. And last is, it is a sustainable future. So with this, thank you so much. For each point which is mentioned here, there is an activity based framework. So you can take a photo of this slide or you can share this, get this slide on SlideShare also under the name of Rohan Homkar.